It's your boy Girl up here, back with another video, and today I got supposed to you guys, man. Today we're gonna be talking about Ultra Super Janema, and should you guys something for the banner. You guys know that with next month it's basically gonna be Legends Fest and everything like that. So you guys, I think I said it on Twitter. I said October they usually drop some, some hype stuff. They could have dropped some better stuff for this movies campaign. I felt like if they would have dropped the LF Super Gogeta and an Ultra Super Janemba, that would have been super crack. But they Zenkai the Green Gogeta, which is fine. But I feel like people would have loved the campaign more if it would have been LF. If it was LF Super Gogeta and then Ultra Janemba, like people would have went crazy. But only for a hand select few people that main the team that Janemba mains is gonna be worried about this banner. If you guys don't really main Janemba, I probably wouldn't advise you to summon, but I mean, if you guys just want to try your luck on him because he's a new Ultra and everything like that, go ahead. But yeah, we're gonna break this down. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel, road to 15K, and let's get straight to it. So I'm not gonna really talk too much more about Janemba's abilities and stuff because you guys can go to this website and read it for yourself. But there's some things that I do want to talk about his abilities, and then I want to talk about the teams that he's on, the two main teams that he's on, and should you guys summon and everything like that. So wait for the end of the video on my thoughts on should you guys summon and everything. So yeah, so basically this guy can get two ultimate cards. The first time his gauge gets popped, he gets the ultimate card there, and then he gets his ultimate card off his main ability. So he gets two ultimate cards, which is not it's not nothing new because we got Gogeta, we got the green trunks, we got Rose that has 3, so it's not nothing crazy. Blast him, which is really nice. I mean, the biggest thing is his green card. I mean, not his biggest thing, but his biggest thing is his gauge is like a strike version of UGB. You guys know what UGB, when you pop a blast card, he counters it. When you pop a strike card with Janemba, he gets his gauge thing. So, but the thing is with Janemba's gauge compared to UGB's gauge is UGB gets his gauge when you pop every time he gets hit with a card, he builds his gauge up. Janemba builds his gauge slowly, no matter if he's on the field or if he's he's on standby. So think of his gauge like his build up is like Kid Buu. Kid Buu, regardless if he's on the field or if he's on standby, his gauge fills up slowly. But then once he gets his gauge up, you'll see the little gauge mark and it'll be good to go. Now with Kid Buu's, in order for you to pop his you gotta hit him. You gotta hit Kid Buu for him to pop his gauge. But with Janemba, for him to do his gauge, he has to do the strike animation and stuff like that. So some interesting things. He nullifies cover chains for 5 time accounts only when he enters the field. He stacks damage every time he lands a card, which is pretty insane. He heals and he gets keys, so that's pretty bonkers right there. So if he combos you for long, it can be really problem. But I mean, he only nullifies cover chains for 5 time accounts, and it's only when he enters the field. That's the only way for him to nullify cover chains. So units like UVB, Go, Frieza, Kid Buu, they probably have a better nullification to cover, or even Pathku has better cover chains because theirs is longer, and then you can still add up to it if you land more green cards or you switch to Frieza more. UVB gets his gauge, it resets, or Pathku, every time he lands a Dragon Ball, it goes up again and everything like that. So they have better unique gauge nullification to cover change than Janemba, which is interesting to note. After that, bro, I mean, he nullifies Rising Rush, bro. So when you deal with UVB, bro, he's him, Kid Buu, and 17 are really the only ones that take away buff effects. So he can do that against UGB, and he can do that with UVB because when they nullify endurance, you can move that buff compared to, say, for example, like the tag droids or LF Rose. Theirs is uncancelable endurance nullification. So he has a way of countering. I mean, he's basically the unit that's supposed to counter UVB. You guys see here, even when he enters the field the first time, he activates his gauge. You know, when UVB enters the field, he takes away your gauge. He takes away your vanish. So when UVB pops his strike card, he gets his vanish back, and then you can stay on the field with him. So he's literally the ultimate counter for UVB and everything like that. And he takes away his buff effect. So say for example, you do UVB Rising Rush to Janemba, you could throw in Kid Buu, you can throw in Orange Piccolo and take away that buff effect, and it wouldn't apply to any of those other any of those other endurance units that's on your team. So interesting like that. Now we're gonna talk about his team. I kind of went about his kid for too long. So Yeah, so let's talk about his main two teams, Regen and movies, man. Regen, if you guys main Regen, you needed something for this guy. Blue Zamasu, it is I salute Zamasu. For a year straight, this guy has been a really solid 1% sparking. Just the fact that UVB was the one that kind of really put him in his place says a lot about how valuable this Zamasu is. But if you're looking at Regen main issue is having a stronger blue, right? UVB, he counters your H unit Kid Buu. Taking a look at JANEMBA's kit. Kid Buu is still the main unit. He's still the last stand unit that you want to have for your team because he just has a better last stand kit than JANEMBA. JANEMBA's a really good secondary offensive unit, but I think Kid Buu is still the main ace unit for Regen. So that's something that I wanted to point out. But yeah, if you guys main Regen, you guys need him. He has a blast coverage. I mean, he's strike cover chains. He does strike attack for the team. So if you're rocking Orange Piccolo, you're rocking Kid Buu, and then you're rocking them. The reason why I like rocking Orange Piccolo, he has revival, he has endurance, and then JANEMBA, he takes away that little buff effect. So really good team in terms of Rise of Rush survivability, and then Orange Piccolo and Kid Buu can kind of wall off Go Freezer, the blue side and the purple side, and then UVB, you put in JANEMBA to like mirror him and everything like that. So that's a really good team. Those three together. Of course, you can put like Purple Cell in there. Purple Cell is actually a really good fourth color. So say for example you're facing Rose and something like that, you can put him in there. If you want to add in a red, I advise to rock second form Cell because he's a strike based Regen. Orange Piccolo, Kid Buu, and JANEMBA are strike based. So I wouldn't rock PJ over second form Cell because he's more catered to the strike attack side, while this guy is more on the blast base side. And Regen, since they have JANEMBA, is more on the strike base. Your two dominant strike units are going to be strike based, so I want to add a blast based unit in there. And plus, he gives strike defense. So this Cell right here gives blast defense. So if you do face against the androids, you do have blast defense with him and the new Ultra JANEMBA. So if you do main Regen, it's a must summon. It's literally a must summon. He's literally the last missing piece for Regen, and I think Regen is definitely made it to the next tier of being the top tier teams. Like they're up there with androids now. They're up there with Unirep. They're up there with Future now. Like with this new JANEMBA, they're up there. They're up there in terms of the tier of how good the team is all together. So love it. For me as a Regen main, it's a must summon. Then let's talk about his other team. Let's go to Movie Saga, where I can find Movie Saga, sagas from the movies. So he's also on Movie Sagas. Now, me personally, Movie Sagas are really, I feel like Movie Saga still has some holes in their team. Now, let me explain why, right? He's a strike based, right? Now, in terms of his blues, his purple, right? He does have UGB in there. This Kid Goku is there, but the problem with this Kid Goku is blast based. This Kid Goku is not strike based, so JANEMBA wants to be on a strike based team. And then UGB, he's still solid. He's still a solid unit for sure. So you definitely gonna have to have a trade off with JANEMBA and him. Let me actually take a look at JANEMBA's Ultra ability. Does he buff? Is his Z ability thing catered to? I gotta find it. Is it catered to? Where's his Ultra ability? Can I find his Ultra ability? Z ability, main ability, Ultra ability. So it's per regeneration. So the problem with UGB and JANEMBA on the same team is you're fighting for leader slot, because this guy wants to be paired with more with fusion warriors, and then JANEMBA wants to be paired with Regen members. So someone's going to have to take the full 30 damage inflicted and key recovery. So you're going to have to decide, all right, do you want to put UGB there, or do you want to put JANEMBA in there? So you got to decide who you want to have more damage, JANEMBA or UGB. Then after that, bro, take a look at Regen. Biggest thing with Regen is, I'm not Regen, sagas from the movies, is I just feel like the team is, there's still some holes in the team left. Regen doesn't, the movies doesn't have a strike-based yellow unit. They don't have a strike-based yellow unit. Their reds is kind of iffy. Like this Gohan is okay. This Pan is solid for support. And then, I don't know. I just feel like the movies team is just, it's weird because they're, the last few buffs movies got was blast, and then you have strike, so it was like they're kind of switching back and forth for blast and strike, but he can definitely fit well on this movies team, and we're not going to act like movies don't get buffs later on down the line. So if you do main movies, it would be kind of be similar to where you rock like Orange Piccolo, then you rock JANEMBA. I wish that they would have Zenkai'd. I wish they would have Zenkai's Yellow Gogeta, because Because then you would have been able to complete that green, yellow, blue team where you have JANEMBA. I mean, you have Gogeta as your strike-based yellow. But right now, I mean, Movies does not have a strike-based yellow for real, like a solid strike-based yellow. This is probably them. I mean, Tapion and Gogeta is probably their best yellow strike base. And then you have Roshi that's blast, even though he does health, and then Gamma does blast. But I guess you could rock Gamma's Piccolo and what's his name? I guess you can do that trio. Let me know how that goes. I mean, I just feel like Regen is definitely his better team. But for movies, I guess if you do want to have a stronger blue instead of having Android 8 and Super Gogeta, he definitely will fill in that blue for movies, because movies desperately needs a blue so they can wall off UVB as well. Then you could probably do a team where it's Piccolo, UGB, in the JANEMBA, or it could be Gamma 1 and 2 Piccolo and JANEMBA. It could be Gohan Piccolo. Like, it could be, you could probably put in this Goku in here, maybe because he has the endurance. So you have someone that nullifies endurance. So you could sack out this Goku here, and this Goku could be your main ace unit because he has last stand capabilities and stuff. So then you have Orange Piccolo, Goku right here, even though he's blast based, and then JANEMBA. So he would definitely fit as the best blue. I definitely think he takes over Beast in terms of his offensive abilities, but as a last stand, I think Beast has a better last stand kit than JANEMBA. But I think just as a straight offensive blue, what's name will be better for the team. So I mean, if you do main movies, you could definitely summon for this guy, but I just feel like he's more fit for Regen. So if you guys, those are really my main concerns with the JANEMBA, is those really his main two teams for sure. And if you don't main movies or Regen, save your Chrono Crystals for Legends Fest, man. Because Legends Fest, they're going to buff some other teams. They're probably going to buff Unirep. There's a great chance GT gets some love there. There's also a great chance that future Unirep, I think it's going to be either like future Unirep GT, and then movies. Those are probably the main 4 tags that they usually buff throughout these hype campaigns, these hype celebrations, Legends Fest, and Anniversary. Those are usually the 4 tags that they do. So I think this is more for a Regen buff than a movies buff, but movie can definitely thrive off getting this JANEMBA for sure. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this JANEMBA. If you guys do summon, hopefully y'all do pull him, man. I'm praying that I'll pull him as well. Hopefully everything goes through and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my take on him. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and grill, man. I'm out. Peace.